Shalom and welcome. This week's Torah portion, Re'eh, starts with a dramatic scene of half the people being on one mountaintop, half the people on another mountaintop, the Levites in between and kind of in a valley, and the pronouncement of blessings which they say Amen, and the curses which they say Amen, and these are things that will happen. Blessings the people receive if they follow the laws, and curses they will receive if they don't follow the laws. And it's a very dramatic scene. Later in the portion, there's a small section about helping your fellow Jew. And an oft-repeated phrase is that you shall open your hand. And what they're talking about is giving to the poor, helping people who are in need. A value that we should treasure even today. This is focused on within the community, and we certainly should do this within our own community, our Jewish community, but we can also focus on the larger community. And in the story I'm about to tell you, you'll see that it's kind of aimed at certain people who have the means. So it was not an unusual story, but an urgent one. There was a chassid whose name was Reb Ben Zion. Reb Ben Zion didn't have even a penny to his name, yet he had to marry off his daughter. So he hired a wagon, and he set off to see his Rebbe, who lived in Ger. His Rebbe was Reb Yehuda Aryeh Leib, also known as the Sfas Emes, after the title of a book that he had written, very famous book, very famous Rebbe. So he traveled to Ger, and he made his plight known to the Rebbe. And as he was about to leave the Rebbe, the Sfas Emes turned to him. Since you have to go through Warsaw, I want you to stop and see a chassid named Rav Banim Ibn-Shutz, and tell him of your need and ask him to see if he can in some way help. So Reb Ben Zion travels and he finds Reb Banim's house in Warsaw, and he's greeted in a very open manner, a lot of hospitality. He's brought into the house. A table is laid out full of refreshments. There's a whole scores of chassidim sitting around the table. He joins them. They're telling stories of Rebbes and stories of holy men and sharing tidbits of Torah. And they go on and on into the small hours of the night. Well, the next day is Thursday, and Reb Ben Zion tells his Rebbe, it's Thursday already, and I have to leave, and I have to leave now so that I can return home for Shabbos. He tells Reb Banim. Reb Banim looks at him and says, hey, everything will work out. Don't worry about it. So he thanks him, and as he's about to leave, Reb Banim goes to his safe, opens the safe, and takes out 1,000 rubles. It's a fantastic amount. And he hands it to Reb Ben Zion graciously in as friendly a way as possible. Well, Reb Ben Zion leaves the house, but instead of going home for the Shabbos, he decides he's going to go back to Ger, spend Shabbos with his Rebbe. So he gets back to Ger, and he's talking to the Rebbe. You won't believe what happened. And he relates what had happened with Rabbanim. The Rebbe, the Sfas Emes, responds, but I did not intend for him to give you the entire amount. I intended that he would speak with wealthy philanthropists and that they would provide the funds. But Rebbe, Rabbanim did fulfill your request. You see, he himself is a wealthy philanthropist. And the person that he convinced to give the money was himself. And that is my story. And we see from the story that the great and powerful, the Sfas Emes, doesn't necessarily have large sums of money. But they know people that do. And the people that do certainly can be asked to help support in times of need the people that don't have much money, or in this case seem to have almost no money, but have an important need. What a lesson this is for today, for our own time, and our own place in the world. Shalom.